Have you noticed a type of person that's actually really fearful of it, or seeing that they're losing a part of their role or identity because these technologies are coming in? And do you have a strategy to deal with someone who might not get it at the level that we've been having conversations about?
You remind me of the scene from the movie Internship with Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn. Have you seen that?
I have seen it, but I don't know which scene we're referring to.
Oh my God, it's Mary and I's favorite one of our favorite movies. So basically, right, they're going to work for Google. There are these two like watch salespeople that just got fired, and the guy's shutting his business down, and his whole thing is the watch is obsolete. No one's using a watch anymore, and he he immediately asked his older secretary, hey Sue, what time is it? And she pulls out her iPhone and says, oh, it's 11:20, Central Time, and he says, see, she's my own assistant. Doesn't even use a watch anymore. She just uses the phone. And so his whole point is, everything's going to machines. And then of course, Vince Vaughn is like, no, people hate machines. Have you seen Terminator 1 or 2 or 3? It's just a funny scene, but it reminds me of what you're talking about. It's like all of a sudden we're having this like Terminator flashback that, that's what it's all about. But so sure, I would assume people are out there like that. I mean, I think there's obviously a concern, when it comes to that. What we're known for at FPG is not just teaching people how to do something, but is also removing the mental leashes or resistance that prevents them from doing it. Well, here's some kind of things off the cuff that I would probably say to coach someone who's having that problem. I would say, okay, well, number one, let's take a step back and let's figure out, what is your overall goal, right? What is your goal as a salesperson? What is your personal mission? What is your ikigai? That's a word we love using, right? So the ikigai is the Japanese word of, what are you most passionate about? What can you be the best at? What does the world need? And what can you make kind of money doing? It's the convergence of those questions, right? Your ikigai, or Jim Collins would call it your hedgehog concept, I believe, right? And good to great. So same concept. But so you kind of ask him, hey, what's your ikigai? And he talks about, he or she, the salesperson says, well, I really am passionate about my product or service, and I really believe that, every business needs to have it, and here's the problem that it solves, and here's what it really do for the customer. And then I would just respond back and I would say, okay, well, what is your current conversion rate? Oh, my current conversion rate is probably like, 5%. Okay, well, what if you had a tool that could double that could get you to kind of lead, protect, and serve even more customers? Like, do you really believe that your product or service is better than the competition? Oh my God, I so believe that. Well, do you believe that your competition is harming your customers by them buying an inferior product because your product is so much better? Oh yeah, I 100% believe that. It really just, I'm very passionate when I lose a customer. Well, let's talk about how using this technology can actually give you like the kind of unlock the hidden advantage that you can use to, again, lead, protect, and serve more of your customers. And if it could do that, suppose it could do that, then would you kind of surrender to it? And my question to you, and then I would kind of say, and they would say, well, maybe. And I would say, okay, well, let me put it this way. Do you believe that people that resisted the internet eventually had to surrender to the internet? Yeah, I believe that. Do you believe that people who resisted email eventually could surrender to that? Yes. Do you believe that people who resisted like the flip phone to go to the iPhone, like had to eventually kind of surrender to that? Yeah, I believe that. So do you believe that eventually people are going to have to surrender to this thing? Yeah, I believe that. So do you want your enemy to have this advantage first, or would you like to have this advantage as the good guy? That's probably how I would do it.
Damn. Yeah, that's pretty powerful. And I can see the whole coaching process of where you have to lead them down that path. And you're right. And it's so funny because as I'm recording this, for those who are watching on YouTube, you'll notice maybe I have an interesting background compared to my usual studio, but I am in a retail space for a swimming pool store. And when you spoke about resistance to the email, I can't stop thinking about my father, who basically he was on fax machines, probably a little too late. And then eventually even he's using emails, and I just sent him an email to him, hey, can you print this out for me? And now actually has adapted to that, which is something I would have never imagined 20 years ago. And so, yeah, we have this new kid on the block, this AI thing, which I know I've been beating on the topic quite a lot because it's such a For those of us who are into it, we're seeing it, but I still see a lot of people who have not even been exposed to its potential. So I think it's important to kind of remind it and talk about how it's really transforming things and to keep an eye on it.